All right, welcome back to the shop. So today I have Royce here to help me.
Hey.
He's been coming around and he's helping me to get caught up on these growlers. I've got, I don't know, like 5 of them lined up out here that we're working on. ITV 49 is just about done. It was done and we found one more problem that's shipping out. We're working on right now on ITV 111. Yes, ITV 111, and it's pretty clean. It's not bad. We've already done the airbags, we've done the CV boots, all that stuff, but this left front brake caliper was leaking. So today in this video, we're going to do a real short, quick video just on how to rebuild the brake calipers on there. In fact, right here's the seal kit. They're made by Wilwood, and you can buy the seal kit directly from Wilwood. But here's the part number. So write down that part number in case it actually works, in case we got the right kit to begin with. So anyways, Royce has a channel. He just started a YouTube channel, USMC_Growler. Check that out. He's got a couple videos on there now. He's got one where he's out there driving his 1163 around. And what else? What other kind of stuff are you going to do on that?
Yeah, mainly I'm just gonna, do some stuff working on it. I've done some restoration stuff, built an aluminum top and things like that. So I put some speakers on it, just, I don't know, little stuff here and there. So I'll show that, a little bit more in the future. So
okay,
what I've done with it.
Cool, and I'll put a link on there. And he's also got an Instagram page too, where he's got a lot of pictures of his restoration stuff on there. That's the same name, right?
Same name, yeah.
Same name, USMC_Growler. Okay, so anyways, we've already pulled the caliper off. Shop's a little cluttered right now, so we're gonna go do it out there on the back of my service truck. So we're gonna jump out there and do it right now. All right, so we're out here in the parking lot here with all the ITVs and prime movers as well. So I've got 2 1161s here that I'm working on. I've got 2 1163s. I've got more on the way that people are waiting to get their clearance to pick up, and then I'm gonna go through them. This is done. This XR311 is finally done, and that's gonna be shipping out of here hopefully next week. So anyways, here we go. So here's the seal kit. It's just real basic. It says it comes with O-rings. They're not actually O-rings. I think they're square. They're square rings. So we'll pull this apart. It's a 4-piston caliper, made by Wilwood. It's an off-the-shelf caliper, so it's nothing real special. But anyways, we'll get started. I'll show you guys how to get the pistons out, and then we'll clean it up real good, and we'll change the seals, and then put it back together. All right, so the caliper's got Allen screws on one side to pull this cover off. From other calipers I've done, like on Caterpillar, stuff like that, they do the same thing. They have a plate that you can take off. Usually you can take off the plate, you can get to the back of the pistons, knock them out, and put the seals in. But on the other side of it, you don't have that. So we have to be able to get these pistons out. So here's the way I always do it. I take the brake pads, I put them inside. You could also do this with just a piece of wood, like I don't know, cut a piece of wood like a 2x4 or something like that to fit. And we'll try to do this without blowing a bunch of fluid in our faces. Tip the blowgun. And now I can't get it out. I can't get my pads out. Okay, edit that. Okay, they're almost all the way out. I'm going to put one pad in. I got one of the cups out. The other one bounced back in, so we're gonna have to figure that one out. We'll have to fight that one out. Let's get it last. Oh, here's another cup. Fill out of this side. I gotta go ahead and pull this back plate off just so we can see what's in there for sure. And then once I get this cup out, then I can go ahead and fight this one to get it out. It looked to me like I'll be able to get to it through the hole. I can see a little bit of the cup through there. If I get a punch in there and try not to mess up the threads, and just tap real gently to get it out. I love it when the socket sticks like that. If anybody knows Allen, the guy that invented the Allen wrench, can you hit him for me? Just look at this stupid thing. I hate Allen wrenches. You know what? I was mistaken. That does not take that rear plate off. All that does is just split the caliper into 2 pieces. spacers in there, which have O-rings. There you go. So that just splits it apart. I was expecting this to come off here. You can see kind of a seam there, but that's just a mold mark. So we have it apart. So now all we have to do is just get the pistons out the rest of the way, or the rest of the pistons out. Okay, there we go on that. Let's see if I can hit it on the bench without messing anything up. It looks okay. It's not going to do it. I'll try the vice grips just real gently. Try not to mar it up. Want to be careful not to go too far, because this does stick out a ways. You can see how far it sticks out, but you don't want to scratch up this part, obviously, because then it's going to leak past the seals. Okay, so now we have the seals inside. We'll clean this up. We'll pull the seals out. We'll clean this up real good with some spray starting fluid, or brake cleaner, whatever you want to use, and then we'll put the new seals in. All right, so I've got these cleaned up. You can see it's got the stainless steel sliders on here. These are to keep it from binding up when it slides. You know, these. So you could actually lubricate these with a little bit of anti-seize or something when you put it back together. You don't really have to, because that's what the stainless is for. And then we notice also that there's O-rings in here. There's 2 O-rings, and they come with these spacers. I checked the porting on them, and this O-ring goes in that slot. This other hole that doesn't have a slot for it is not ported. It doesn't go. It's not drilled all the way through. So this is the one that the fluid goes through, and then this sits on top of it like this. You can see the mark from the seal, and then it mates up with this port here, because this port is ported through the smaller holes, and the bigger ones aren't ported all the way through. So that's something to remember when it goes back together, so we'll know which way it goes back together and where those seals go. So to get the seals out, you know, we'll just get a pick and it'll come right out. It's simple. And then we'll kind of look at them and see if we can see why it was leaking. It could have some sand or some grit. This particular growler had a lot of that pink sand in it. I thought it was from a beach that it was on somewhere, but then I found out that when they respray these, when they redo the car paint, they always end up getting that pink sand all over in everything. And that really fine pink sand, you know, can get inside stuff like this and just wreak havoc on it. I don't feel any real bad things, but that doesn't mean that's not what the cause was. Well, in fact, here, this seal does, look, it's deformed right there. I don't know if you could see it. Get some sunlight on there. It's deformed a little bit. So that could have been where the leak was from that. Yeah, nothing was torn or bad like that though, so let's see if I can get this package apart. I think the seal kit cost me like $7 or $14 or something. I forget. I bought it quite a while ago. So you just take the seals, and they're the wrong seals. All right, well, take 2. We took about a 2-day pause? Maybe like about 48 hours. So we took this brake caliper apart. I had the seal kit here, and the seals were way too small. Here's the old seal here compared to the new seal. So what I did, I bought a new old stock caliper from somebody, and it's the right one. It fits on the machine okay, but it is different. So after discovering this problem, I went online and I found that there's about 4 different possible seal kits that your growler can take. There's 4 different calipers they use. They're all the same except for the pistons, at least between the 2 I have. And so if you look on your caliper, right there is my number. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's 120-9736, and you go on Wilwood's website, it'll show you the seal kit for it. So thanks to Summit Racing, I got the seal kit here, $17.88 for the kit. Here's the part number. That doesn't help you out a lot unless you happen to have the same caliper as I have, but mainly what you're gonna have to do is either hopefully somebody wants to sit down and put a database online, you know, and maybe on the forum showing which caliper takes what seal kit, or take your caliper off and then just see what seal kit you need. So anyways, I'm gonna hand my camera back to Royce and take the right seals. show you real quick how to put this thing back together. You can get the box open. Might not be able to get the package open. Well, let's send it off to a shop. Okay, so we've got the 4 seals. So I've already dug the old seals out. Let's get the sunlight on here, out of the grooves. All you do, you just gently put the seals back in. They're square seal. Just make sure that you don't twist them going back in. So you get all 4 seals. You get the pistons. I've already cleaned this one up. Okay, so before you put the piston in, what you want to do, if you look at one of the old pistons, you'll see all the, just kind of some discoloration and some stuff on there. And that's what one looks like after I cleaned it. Just take a Scotch-Brite pad. You don't want to use sandpaper or emery unless you have a very, very fine emery, because you're just going to make things worse. Just gently clean it off with the Scotch-Brite. It's going to show some marking, like, you know, I guess they call it a witness mark, whatever, you know, just from time. But at least you get any of the high stuff off, like any buildup. And then just, you know, check it out, make sure it doesn't have any cracks or deep scratches. And then take some of the brake fluid. These take the .5. It's silicone based brake fluid, kind of expensive stuff. Just put the thin coat on there, wipe some on the seal, and then the cup goes out like that. You know, the bottom end of the piston goes down, and then just kind of work it in there. Just kind of jiggle back and forth and then push it all the way down, and that's all you have to do. You do that times 4. Okay, so I've got all 4 pistons in. They're ready to go. There are some other seals that go on these bridges, and there is the part number for the seal for the bridges, 130-10540. That's probably going to be the same on all of these Growler ones. Okay, so then I put the new O-rings, a new O-ring in one of the bridges, put the new O-ring in here in this smaller ported hole. It has a slot for the O-ring. The other side doesn't have a slot, and that hole's not ported. Same with the other side of the caliper. That bigger hole is not ported, so that'll go to the one that doesn't get an O-ring. The smaller hole, you could see the mark where the O-ring was rubbing before, where the bridge was on there. So you want to lay this bridge on here, so the O-ring's in there, this O-ring's on the top, sitting like that, and then this one without the O-ring, you just lay it on there, just figure out which way it goes. It can only go one way. And then you just lay this right on top, drop your bolts in. Looks like these bolts had Loctite on them. They were really tight when I took them out. I had to break them loose with the impact. I kind of did it before we started filming, just so make sure they came out okay. I'll use this impact to run it in instead of the 1/2 inch. I don't want to break anything. Problem is the socket likes to stick. Okay, so I'm just running these in with this 1/4 inch impact driver, or whatever impact driver, and then I'll look up on Wilwood and get the torque spec, and we'll torque it down to the exact spec that Wilwood says to do that. This is aluminum, so you don't want to ruin it, but it is hardened aluminum. It's a really good grade of aluminum, so I'm not really going to mess it up, but we still want to get it to the right torque since it's a safety item. So that's about it. There's a couple other pieces go together. You figure all that stuff out, but that's it. Once you get it on, just bleed it really good. It's got 4 bleed screws on it. Common sense tells you only have to bleed the top 2. Just get the fluid running in there, and then bleed the top 2 and bleed them like any other caliper, and that's it. That's how you do it. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's how you rebuild one of these calipers for the 1161 or 1163 Growler. Thanks for watching. If you haven't hit subscribe already, please do. You know, I've noticed that only about 10% of my video watchers are subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button. That helps me out, and hit the like button if this helps you out at all. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.